Let's dive back into the Sacramento Kings win over the Memphis Grizzlies last night with James Ham's 6 quick thoughts.
How'd yesterday's Kings game go? Kings insider James Ham has 6 notes you need to know.
Yeah, he does.
Here are James Ham's 6 quick thoughts.
Kyle, I feel like we need to make these really quick. Domantas Sabonis posted a double-double before halftime, giving him 28 straight, one shy of the season franchise record. I have now been corrected here of 29 set by Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson's real record is 31, but it came over 2 seasons. There's 2 at the next season. So Sabonis now, someone has moved the goalposts. But
wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Oscar Robertson single season record is 29 consecutive.
Oh, double doubles.
Double doubles.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about rebounds.
No. The record.
Confused.
The record is for double doubles.
Got it.
Is different. Yes. So the record is 31. So he still has a ways to go. Well, 3 games to go for that. But yeah, 26 boards were a career high. Also tied a franchise record. Well, Sacramento era record with Chris Webber, who did that in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good game.
Good player. Really good player. Number 2.
Sabonis kept the Kings within reach. I felt like he was the only one that kind of was playing like to a level.
Mm-hmm.
Fox waited until the fourth quarter to make his presence felt. 23 points, 8 of 14 shooting, 4 assists. Better late than never, but realistically, it wasn't a super engaged performance by De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, he's been better of late. Looked more like MVP caliber Fox that we saw earlier in the year, and then just last night, that's the thing is De'Aaron Fox is good enough that he can have a night where it's not super impactful, but he still goes for what he finished with 23, 5 and 4. Like there's a lot of guys that would be a career night. So, I mean, it's not that he's playing poorly. He set such a high standard earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And if the Kings are going to make any kind of noise in the playoffs, De'Aaron Fox has to be better than he's been the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's the long and short of it for me.
He's had 3 or 4 games, which are nice,
mm-hmm.
but there's been plenty of games like this where you're just like, okay, we're not super engaged here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Number 3. Impactful. Switch has been hit by Kevin Huerter. He's figuring out a way, man, to impact the game without it just being scoring. He hit a couple of late shots to get to 17, but 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing defense. He's engaged. He's fully trying to get better and help this team by doing the dirty work. So kudos to Kevin Huerter.
Yeah. That was a big reason that as he was struggling shooting, it continued to not be a major problem because he was doing other things. And the fact that he was still rebounding, he was still passing, he was still hustling on defense, it made you think the shot was going to come around. He wasn't entirely disengaged from the process of playing basketball.
Yep.
And you see the shot starts falling, and now you're adding that to the what's the word I'm looking for?
Arsenal.
Like the additional impact that he's making, and you have a really, really quality player.
No, I think so too.
Yeah. Number 4.
Ice cold. Harrison Barnes coming off a monster 3 games. He went 0 for 7 from 3 to start the game. I think there's a good thing hiding here though. He starts 0 for 7. He finishes 2 for 10, which means he kept shooting. And for Harrison Barnes to come out of a game with 5 of 15 from the field when he isn't like lights out, that's kind of a big deal. 4 assists, 3 rebounds. I like the fact that Harrison Barnes didn't just go sit on the bench and get replaced because he wasn't hitting his shots. And, good for him to actually find a way to impact the game.
Yeah. Team high plus 15 for Harrison Barnes last night. And honestly, if you're going to get that kind of, 3 rebounds isn't awesome, but it's better than 1 or none.
Mm-hmm.
But you love the 4 assists. If getting him more shots means you're getting him more engaged elsewhere in the game, I think that ultimately makes the Kings better. And you're gonna get a couple of bad shooting nights.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what happened last night.
I think so too. And hey, look, your big man had 26 rebounds.
Yep.
He was on a tear.
Yeah. Number 5.
Need a recharge. Malik Monk is struggling. He came into the night averaging 8.8 points per game over his last 4 games on 18% shooting from 3. he had another quiet night, 3 points, 5 assists, and we've seen this from him before, 1 of 4 from the field. We've seen this from Malik before, where he goes through a stretch where he loses his legs or something, but it's also a focus thing because the turnovers, they were bad. Like, it looked like he's just trying too hard to figure things out. He might need like a mental break. So yeah, one of those stretches for Malik.
Yeah, it's it's so apparent when he's not playing. Like, there's just the vibe is so much different and the energy is so much different. So I don't know if it's a night off or it is just a slump for him, or he was so good earlier in the year that this is just a regression to the mean. I'm not totally sure, but again, as we start to look ahead to the playoffs entering February here, Malik Monk needs to be better.
No, I totally agree. A very, very strange game for Malik. So, All right.
Number 6.
Number 6, tall person. JaVale McGee, you know what he looked like, Kyle?
A tall person?
No, when you go to like third grader rec league basketball, but there's one third grader who, for some reason, hit the growth spurt way early and is like 5'7", and everyone else is like 4'2".
Yeah.
And he just stands above everybody and he keeps missing his shots, but the ball keeps coming right back to him. And everyone's trying to jump up and foul him or do something, and they can't do anything because he's a foot and a half taller.
Sure.
That's what JaVale McGee looked like. He just looked like he was way taller than everyone else that they put out there. And that's because, again, they have no bench. They have no starters.
Yeah.
The Memphis Grizzlies were a shell. I thought JaVale played well. He had 8 points, 4 rebounds in 10 minutes. I also think Trey Lyles came in and had a nice performance as well.
Yeah. If you're gonna get quality JaVale minutes, like that's such a huge win. And if he was bad last night, maybe they wind up losing. But they got a decent JaVale game when they didn't get great outings from anybody else.
Yeah.
So you love to see that for our guy JaVale. That's big time.
Yeah, I mean, it's never perfect, but it worked.
I'm gonna add a 7th quick thought. 19 turnovers.
Oh,
and not even okay. So the turnovers where it's Barnes driving and he tries a little pocket pass to Sabonis and Sabonis isn't quite ready for it and it slips through his hands and hits the deck. Okay, fine. That happens. But the careless cross court passes that get intercepted and the just throwing the ball out of bounds.
49 seconds into the game, Kevin Huerter threw a ball out of bounds. And everyone looked like, what are you talking about? He challenged a call.
Mike Brown did.
Mike Brown, 49 seconds into a game and lost. Kevin Huerter just threw the ball out of bounds.
It doesn't. We talked about it before the game yesterday. It's like, hey, don't turn it over. Don't give this team life. Don't just go execute your offense. And they just did. And it's that carelessness. It's like the Kings are good. Okay, they're not good enough to throw the ball around like that and go beat a team by 20.
No.
Like they're just not there. They don't have the talent to go into a game carelessly.
No.
And they haven't been good enough consistently all year to go into a game like that. And that's where I would like to see them go beat the hell out of a bad team one time and just show like, yeah, hey, look, here's the energy, here's the focus, night in, night out. Like we saw it last year. That was the least of my concerns this year was the Kings taking nights off mentally.
Yes, I fully agree.
And that they go into a game like that, they shoot it 11 of 38 from 3. Ugh. But, it's going to happen. Shots are going to miss. You can do other things to blow a team out when you're not hitting your threes, and turning it over 19 times is not one of them. That's just carelessness and lack of focus.
And shout out to the broadcast, which I don't usually do. They actually went to commercial break, not only missed the determination on whether the call had been overturned, but also they scored a basket as it comes back. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, did I just miss something? And then they had to go back and rewind and say, oh, this is what happened. They didn't get the challenge. And here's the Grizzlies going up 6-2. You're like, what is happening here? What is happening? So yeah, a weird moment.
That's 8 quick thoughts.
14 quick thoughts. James Ham. 15 quick thoughts.
Thanks, everybody. All right.